Somewhere around 8 a.m. I checked out.
Where's Craig?
I woke up with a little,
What happened?
little sore throat.
Is that Craig?
And it's getting worse.
Oh, beautiful.
That's the actual Craig?
Yeah.
The Craig?
My
Craig
idol.
Newmark.
Why is he
See
sweating?
him? Look at him there.
I'm thinking of how much money he has in his pockets. Fucking guy, I love him.
Can you believe that? From Craigslist.
I might hug him when he walks in.
From
Please do that.
Craigslist.
Please do that. We got...
There he
Craig
is.
from Craigslist?
Yes.
A big hug.
He doesn't even... You guys have never met, and Jimmy just gave him
I love him.
a nice big hug.
Guy's the greatest.
Let's go to Chris in New York before we move on here. Chris?
Hey, Ed, those two other guys on vacation, I just figured I'd call you because you're working by yourself today.
Oh, you want to just have a chat with me?
Yeah, how's Buddy doing and those rotten little kids?
They're not rotten kids. They're just kids. And kids will be children. They will be kids, and I'm not into that whole thing.
That's not what you've been telling us.
I say they run around.
Jimmy, what does he say when the mics are off?
I say, Aunt, how's it going? He goes, well, the little pornographic models are doing okay.
You are a fucking ass. I've never said
I
that.
heard it like that myself.
A lot of bathtub photos.
I imagine someone's running around the big mansion right now trying to turn off all the XM satellite radios.
I say, you're right. Shut it off.
You should just have a master switch in your house to turn off everything.
Big cartoon power switch. No, what I do, I've said that kids are constantly running around.
Why is Tyson
and never stop?
Dude.
And parents are constantly going, stop it, put that down, don't do that, get over here, put this, go over there, go over here, get away from that, close that, open it. And it's like, how does anybody look at that and go, that's what I want to do, I want to be a parent, I want to have fucking kids, when your whole existence is now keeping them from doing things or making them do things.
Excuse me.
It's insanity.
I know this is interesting stuff.
Of course it is.
But I just got a text message from my friend Tyson Walter.
Like my fucking story. I'm telling a story, and you're saying, "Oh, I'm glad that I know this is interesting stuff," but I'm going to read my fucking text message.
I love you too.
Goddamn rich cunt!
Actually, Tyson.
Goddamn rich cunt! Goddamn rich cunt!
Craig's a little
Directed at Craig.
Goddamn rich cunt!
Tyson writes, I feel jilted. You never call me anymore.
And how about those Yankees?
Fuck your message.
You got one too?
Yes.
All right.
I got one. It says, "Good morning, Führer." And the other one says, "Heil Hitler."
So we have Craig, who
Yes.
Hi, Craig.
Craig, I want to apologize for the first 5 minutes of this interview as I throw up those quotation marks.
This is an amazing stat right here. We all know Craigslist. If you don't know Craigslist, I don't know what to tell you.
Jimmy uses Craigslist just about every day.
Well,
and maybe he doesn't want to talk about that
I
part
use
of
Craigslist a lot, and somebody told me recently there is something on there other than services, therapeutic, and erotic. Apparently there are other uses for the site. I've never actually seen them, but you can do anything. I think I found an apartment in L.A. on Craigslist. I mean, it's
Yep.
everything.
All right. How did you do it?
Basically, I didn't. I just had one idea about 11 years ago. I was telling friends about what I thought were cool events in San Francisco, arts and technology stuff. Mm-hmm. Other people suggested things, and I followed through. A few years later, I made it into a real company, now led by this guy named Jim Buckmaster, who's really running things now.
What are you, a figurehead?
My
namesake?
I tell people that I'm the glamorous figurehead, yes.
Yeah. But I don't understand how you go from something like that, because everybody's had a dopey idea for a website, to it making money and actually, contributing to people's lives.
Well, I prefer to have as few ideas as possible of my own. Basically, people tell us what they need and what they want, and we think about it. We try to do what makes sense to people, and we follow through, and then we ask for more ideas.
Your site, it says, serves over 4 billion page views a month. You're 7th overall, which I guess in the world.
Jesus.
Behind Foundry Music and like 6 others.
Foundry and eatabullet.com.
What is ahead of you? That's more interesting to me. What is getting more than 4 billion hits?
Let's guess. I say Google.
I would say, is AOL site count?
Yahoo.
Well, there are a bunch of sites ahead of us, and ahead of us in a really, really big way. There's the top echelons. You look at the numbers. Microsoft sites do considerably better. Yahoo. Bastard. And now there are Chinese sites which are beginning to do better and better.
Opie has been saying,
sir, the Chinese are coming.
The Chinese are coming. That's been his battle cry as far as technology goes, and using all the fuel. Mm-hmm. He's got a problem with the Chinese using all the fuel.
I just have a problem with the Chinese. The other Asian countries are fine in my book.
There's too many as far as, but they're now using. They have access to Craigslist over there in China.
As far as we could tell, yeah.
Censored out, one of those censored sites.
As far as we know, no censoring. But we honestly don't know. We only right now support English. We're behind.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think the best part of Craigslist is not invasive. Like, you don't get ads and shit unless you say it's okay for them to contact you, which is great. I mean, you put an ad out or you answer an ad. Nobody fucks with you after that. Nobody bothers you. Believe me, I've spent my balls, thank you. I've spent a lot of money with Craigslist.
Now, a lot of people do legitimate transactions
most people.
And things on Craigslist.
They find apartments.
What most people know about it, because it's made the most noise, is the sex angle. The hooking up. Girls for hire. Things that are considered quite illegal. How do you deal with that?
Well, most people go on the site for jobs or housing, but a lot of people are interested in the personals, and some of them aren't legitimate. We want to know about them. We do want to get rid of anything illegal on the site.
Yes.
But people tell us the priorities and that kind of stuff first should be things like scams, and in particular New York. Frankly, the thing I'm most concerned with are apartment brokers who aren't straight with people, particularly guys, apartment brokers practicing bait and switch.
Yeah, because that makes the news a lot more than 14-year-old girl with a shovel over her head.
Hey, he was working with us there.
I'm kidding, of course. That happens on MySpace.
I'd actually rather see them go after that than the sex stuff. They should go after the apartment brokers.
He was working with us. That was a code word.
Oh,
for prostitution.
Apartment broker is
bait and switch.
You're an ass.
Thinking you're getting a fine, brand new apartment, and
a hooker shows up.
Well, no, not necessarily.
Sorry,
you get a broken down apartment.
Do you have any special Craigslist privileges because you're Craig? You have to.
You think I would, but I don't have the energy these days. Like, I sold my last car on the site, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and you see my address there. Because, my email address is Craigslist.org, and that's what I answer. So if people see it there, they know it's me. Sometimes they don't believe it.
They probably think it's another Craig.
Could be, or they assume that Craig is just kind of some kind of general inbox at the site.
You ever had the cops come to you because of something that's happened on Craigslist? Lawsuits, anything like that?
Not much in the way of lawsuits, but the idea is sometimes someone tries to run a small scam, or let's say there's a little bit of harassment to the site.
Yeah.
Cases like that, we make that the high priority. We help the cops go after the bad guys. Sometimes
pedophiles.
Yeah. Well, sometimes when the cops don't know the forensics or the law involved, we'll coach them.
Really?
Well, the idea is you got to try to do the right thing.
Yeah. And any guilt or anything? You would think that maybe, if you hadn't have come up with this, that somebody might still be alive, or something like that, or because Craigslist has popped up in the news on a few occasions and some pretty notorious little things that have happened.
There's been some problems. The cops and even DAs, even cops and DAs in New York, tell us we do a better job than they could expect us to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Policing yourself.
Well, mostly the people who use our site police it.
How much do you... I've seen... I'm going to choke.
What are you having?
Tuna fish.
Okay.
I've seen people bashing each other.
Yeah.
Like, really shit-talking. How do they go after that?
If it gets to the point of harassment and it gets to our notice, we tell them to cut it out. And if
how about they put personal information about you?
If they put our personal information, usually it's flagged away. I mean, the people who use our site have a lot of power over it.
The
flagging mechanism.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Are you respected in the internet community? Do you go to events or meetings where a lot of these people, like the guy from MySpace, might be there, or some other, and you mingle?
People do seem to have. They like us.
Are you looked upon like oh, that's Craig?
Sometimes it's just a whole love-hate thing.
Yeah.
For example, among newspaper classifieds managers.
Right.
The deal there is that they like what we do, but if it's interfering with their business at all, that they're not fond of.
Yeah.
Although the amount of business we take from their classifieds has been exaggerated in a really big way.
Are you a millionaire from this site? You are, right?
Nothing like you're thinking.
No.
The deal is that, well...
You could probably sell it for a lot.
Well, we could. We could sell it for huge amounts of money. I've been thinking about that a lot, and once you're living pretty comfortably, what's the point of it? Like, I know some of these big guys who have made, some who are literal billionaires, and these guys got to travel around with bodyguards.
Oh, my God.
You don't have to.
I don't have to. I just took the subway here, which is how I prefer to travel in New York.
Really?
And that
you got to watch out for Sawzall guys who try to cut you up. It's on the front page of the paper today. Well, I would never take the subway.
Do you use the sex ads on Craigslist?
No. At this point, after doing customer service, which is my full-time gig, after doing customer service for a lot of years, I've seen a lot of stuff on like erotic services, and at this point, it's just boring and pretty tedious.
What's your day-to-day operation then? Like, what do you do as far as running this? If other people are pretty much running the ship, what do you do?
I get up. I do customer service.
You do customer service?
I'm part of a team that does customer service.
But if someone calls and needs customer service, they might get you?
If they email.
Oh, email.
We do limited phone support.
Right.
Most of it's via email, and that works out pretty well.
And they'll you'll get back to them. Craig.
If it's sent to me, I'll either do it myself if I'm too busy, or if I'm my way out the door, or in the case yesterday to the plane, I'll delegate it.
Do a private plane?
No. Only in my imagination.
All right.
That would be nice.
I fly Continental only.
Youngest fleet, right?
No,
Jimmy tells me.
JetBlue
now? Youngest fleet? Mm-hmm. But you ain't getting no first class. You at least fly first class, right?
Let's say I've started indulging myself in business class.
That's not... Okay, see?
Craig, dude.
Enjoy it while you can.
I would put out personals and just go, this is my list, motherfuckers.
You know why? Because I think this whole internet thing is a fad. I think before you know it, we're going to go back to books.
That's what I've been telling
Phone
people.
books, things like that. 8mm reels, stag films. Good old days.
I'm sure that'll happen.
Yeah, sure it will. Well, Craig Newmark.
I recommend Craigslist very highly.
Thanks.
I love it. I sincerely do use it all the time.
He does, I know. We've talked about it for years.
GFE. BBBJ.
GFA, yeah, you know what all these things are, right?
Of course he does.
Only a few these days. After you see too much, it all blurs together.
Do you have access to all the information? Like, you could just go and see all the information?
I could.
Man,
right now, for me, it's just work. It's just...
Could you hook me up?
Sure.
Could you hook me up? Because I'm a big Craigslist user, and I promote you guys all the time.
Why you want to?
I want the inside skinny.
You ain't getting shit, and it ain't the skinny either. Shoving your mouth like that. There's mayo in there and everything. You're gonna be a mess. Spit that out. You're used to hearing that, you bastard. Well, anyway, Opie. Anyway, thank you, Craig.
Well, thanks,
stopping in and giving us a little insight here on something everybody uses, Craigslist.
I recommend Craig's. I highly recommend. Hold on. I recommend that you use it. I'm on it constantly. Go under erotic or go under therapeutic, or you can change departments. You can do whatever you want on this site.
Yeah.
And personal ads. For free.
Yeah.
It's all free. And they don't fuck
you.
And they don't try to get money out of you. And they don't contact you. It's great.
It's just Whoever can help each other out. I like that.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Thank you, Craig. Very good.
Thanks.
There we go. Done with Craig Newmark.
Excellent.
Thank you. E-Rock can show you.
I want a picture with Craig.
Thank you. You want a picture there?
I certainly do.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
I want a picture with you, Craig.
That's good. Get a what they call a snapshot.
Hold on, turn it on.
Snapshot. There it is.
I've heard of those snapshots.
Snapshot.
Well, you know.
Back in the old days, we used to call them that before this digital age. Shut up. I still say.
Thanks a lot.
It's a fad.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Take it easy, my friend. Take care.
All right. So long.
Craig?
Craig,
oh my God.
I asked for fucking pretzels an hour ago.
Is the sound off?
what happened?
Is he
What happened? Why would he be on his way out?
Jesus.
What happened?
That was the most difficult interview I've ever conducted. I was trying not to laugh during the whole thing.
I'm just trying to work on...
I bit my tongue 3 times trying not to.
I'm just trying to work on new bits. I'm just trying to come up with a new bit.
Who got me pretzels?
Jimmy asking questions with a mouth fucking full of tuna.
I didn't want to fuck with him. He seemed like a nice guy, but it was a little slow going.
Jeff, what's up?
Hall of Fame, Opie. Hall of Fame.
Oh.
I heard about the first 5 minutes of that nice, soft, torn voice he had when he started talking about his boss, Mr. Buttmaster, and that's about when you started cutting in, and I laughed. I didn't hear a word after that. Awesome.
I started spelling at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And as I was spelling uncomfortable words, Anthony would get louder and louder.
Yeah,
I know.
I was hoping you were going to give a plug for F.H. Riley's.
Oh, I should have. There you go.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, we'll be at F.H. Riley's all weekend long. Some of us from the Fine Radio Show, my brother's restaurant there in Huntington, 400 New York Avenue.
Look at Josh. What the fuck is Anthony doing? Trying to conduct an interview, Josh. I believe you had the wrong party.
Here's what you do, Josh.
Anthony was playing the straight man.
Someone thought Terry Schiavo was in the studio.
Colin, what's up?
Hey, were you taking a shit?
I wanted to.
Yeah,
he had nothing to do with Craigslist.
It sounded like you were taking it.
And he didn't want to talk about the prostitution thing.
The dirty stuff.
The dirty stuff.
We like the dirty stuff.
Yeah.
He's trying to claim that they're trying to get that stuff off. No, whatever.
I'm just pinching my helmet.
Let's go to Matt in Massachusetts.
What else is there?
Opie,
Yeah.
you madman. I was laughing so hard I swallowed my fucking gum.
Thank you, sir.
You know the best time to swallow your gum? Right when you fucking get a girl that you can't believe is actually going to let you eat her pussy, and you don't want to take the time and break the mood and put your gum on the nightstand, so you got to swallow it.
Swallow. Let's go to Craig. Well, no, we were talking to Craig. Let's go to Turtle from Whackbag. Turtle.
Hey, guys, Craig is a horribly boring ass, and Opie, you are a genius.
I really wish I would have had the guts to not be in studio and call in. God damn it.
No, we went different that time.
I know, but I just wish that for the love of all, I don't know.
I was looking at Jimmy for approval.
I wouldn't look at you because I was going to laugh. I wouldn't look at you.
I saw you starting to smirk a little.
It got too loud. It got too loud, and like O said, my questions got louder. Every time Opie got louder, my questions got louder, and then I looked over at Opie and started laughing.
The line that got me to really laugh is when he said, besides bore people to death.
I also spelled out kill yourself.
Yeah, the spelling at the end was a little much.
Well, this always comes up after something like, all right, like this that just happened. Token Jew, what's up?
What's happening?
Hey.
Dude, that guy was boring as a motherfucker, but
yeah.
I gotta say, it's hard for you guys to get guests if you're gonna be a complete ass to everybody that comes in, dude.
We were nice to...
We're not asses to everybody. See, all of a sudden it's everybody.
Weren't we nice?
Were we nice to Joel McHale from The Soup?
80% of your guests, you're just a complete ass.
Oh, wow.
No, we're not.
You are so wrong.
All right.
The only guys recently would be this guy who they were just being silly with and the author who was lying.
Yeah, the author was lying.
That's it.
Here's the deal. If the guest deserves it, then he gets it.
Get us a month's worth of guests. Get us a list of a month's worth of the guests we've had on this show.
We weren't sure which direction the director thing was going to go in, and it turned out to be a nice little interview. Nothing too exciting that
Jimmy,
we're going to replay, but
who else,
I can't even fucking look over at Jimmy.
Why?
Look.
Who cares?
Why do you got a heart on?
I told you I was pinching it.
He's got a fucking bulge.
It's not a full heart on. Well, who doesn't?
Oh, God.
Just don't even pay attention to it. So what guests?
Don't even pay.
It's not worth looking at.
That's gotta hurt, dude.
No, it just bent a little bit. It's like a little bit bent.
Ow, he's bending it in half.
No, it's bent back towards me like that. Go ahead. Sir,
I can make bat wings.
what guest, sir? Where's the guy? Is he gone?
You need foul talk today. There's a guy in my neighborhood that sells books and looks just like that.
Oh, he has big balls.
I pointed out to Jimmy one day. Blake in Illinois, what's up?
I just want to comment about the shit dick last week that said that we don't need Opie.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You rule, Ope.
Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
I had a good day of radio, and I had a good one-liner, too, about we threw one back.
Yes.
That got a good laugh, too, so I did two good things. Sally in Chicago.
For that in the replay.
The only interview I ever heard you guys do that was worse was that one with that mood elevator drug doctor. What was his
God, we replayed that recently. I forgot how great that was.
That's all. Bye.
All right, thank you.
Craig from Craigslist interview was really
brutal.
Oh, that was so much fun to listen to in the replay.
Brutal.
Unfortunately, this side of the Opie and Anthony show, a lot of you missed our interview with Craig from Craigslist.
Yeah.
It was just because the way we sit at the XM studio, it's kind of like this, but it's wider. So it's like I'm here. This doesn't help. Ant's to my left and Opus directly across.
We're still at a triangle.
Triangulation of crossfire.
We're still triangulated, but we're sitting further away from each other.
And Craig was on my right, which would be Opie's left, to make a square. But Ope had a monitor in front of him and was just kind of leaning back.
More like a parallelogram.
I disagree. I was going to say it was going to be something like a pentagon, but with not that many points.
Trapezoid.
Can't think of any more. Kind of like a circle with points.
Isosceles triangle.
That's terrible. Please, can we hear that?
Big bear-like dolt.
Oh, you know.
No. Oh, what a stroke of luck. I just hit that one.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
There you go.
He stinks.
Oh, so the Craigslist, and it was so awkward because Ope starts making these awful noises, and I'm like, I know he can hear this.
Yeah.
How can he not address this while he's just babbling?
He's just bombing.
He was babbling in a way,
so
too.
Bad.
It was his tone of voice, not even just everything that was coming out of his mouth, but he would talk like this and be all, and Craigslist started, but I don't really do much on it.
See,
my name.
He was a nice enough fella.
Yeah, but
just a bit slow.
So some energy.
Yeah, but at this point in my career, I can't be bothered with people that are BSing us. There were times in our past someone would BS, you let him get away with it. You're like, all right, whatever, I'll go with it. But when he said that he didn't really want to acknowledge that Craigslist has a lot of people hooking up and looking for prostitutes and this and that's the illegal activity, and we don't really condone that, and we're trying to get rid of that part of it.
We don't focus on it.
It's like if they didn't have that angle with Craigslist, it wouldn't be popular.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, you know what, I can't be bothered with you if you're not going to acknowledge that this is going on.
Well, he said that the thing that they're going after, now is the apartment, like the scumbags who bait and switch with apartments, like people that screw people out of apartments. A lot of people do use it for real estate and apartments. But I'd rather see them going after those guys because they're real criminals. I like the fact they're not bothering the hookers. Exactly. Yeah. And guys like me.
Leave Jimmy alone.
Just looking for a gal. Someone to talk to because I'm lonely.
But then, I started making all just obnoxious noises, which made Anthony, start talking a lot louder to try to cover it up.
Yeah, trying to cover up. But I know he's hearing it, and I don't know what good it's doing me getting louder and louder with my questioning of him. And then I have to come up with questions in my head.
But the best
I don't care what he's saying.
The best part is he's looking around the studio wondering if anyone else is hearing this noise, and you guys are playing it perfectly like you're just hearing something we're not really hearing.
Yeah, I was trying
or
to
it's a normal noise or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
he was just really a boring interview.
And then I started spelling things under my breath, like "kill yourself." And
that was the most uncomfortable part.
Spelling out bald because he's
spelling out other things.
He's hair challenged.
You're questioning people's sexuality.
I didn't catch that.
Oh yeah, I caught that one. That's when I got as loud as I could possibly. So this Craigslist thing.
F-A-G. Good thing you're not Bob Kelly. You would have just went after F-A-G-I-T. Stupid idiot here.